Okay, so when we last left off with you, you had surrendered yourself to the witch hunter at the base of the tower in exchange for his promises that you would be the one to live, and in exchange for revealing all the secrets of the group and so forth. You went into the tower with the witch hunter, who proceeded to have you open up the secret doors, the openings, find out what you guys had discovered, shared a bunch of information with him, and ultimately he led into the center of the tower, whereupon you used the various keys to in the pentagram to activate it and open the area, which opened up a hatchway or trapdoor in the center of the pentagram that led down to a previously inaccessible level underneath. They encouraged you forcefully to go in and explore around, at which point a moment or two later there was a slight snap sound as the hatchway above you closed, plunging you into darkness and otherwise separated you. That is where you start at this point, in a dark, dry smelling, dusty room, alone and separated from the group. No sounds or activity from outside.
I have a torch, correct?
You have whatever your basic gear is.
Well, they gave me a torch.
Okay.
That was lit.
Okay.
Because I asked for that. So.
Okay. So they gave you a torch. So let me put some light on with your figure.
I don't even have a map.
I know. I'm going to switch that on momentarily as soon as I have the figure itself. Light. Give you 5 feet of light and 5 feet of bright light and 10 feet of dim light. That's fine. Okay. So if I activate it, this is what you see as soon as you scroll the map down. The rest of the stuff is what the group had previously explored, which isn't really relevant for now. Yeah. You find yourself in a geometric room. There is markings on the ground, several side chambers. There's a fine layer of dust on everything, indicating the room looks like it hasn't been disturbed in years. The air is stale. There's no real smell of anything other than just the dust in the air kicked up by your bit of movement and the burning of the pitch on the torch. The only sound is its soft crackling in your hands.
Okay.
And the rustling of your clothes. So, what would you like to do? Probably want to know what all is there. Probably. Okay. I get that. Okay. So, looking around, there are corridors radiating from the central hexagonal chamber, all lined with shelves filled with old books. The most notable area, other than the ornate design tiled into the floor, is a table with 3 large books laying open on the or 2 of them are open, 1 of them's closed. The 2 that are open have a fancy ribbon bookmark or whatever marking the current page, and are open, just laying there on the table.
I guess, what's the title of the closed book?
The closed book is labeled the cover of it doesn't have a label. It's a smaller book, maybe so big.
Okay.
covered in a fine quality leather.
I guess I'll look at the pages that are open of the other books and see
Okay.
what they roughly talk about.
Okay. The first one resembles. That's not going to do it. Where I always hide these things. Okay. You got to read. This is what the first one is open to.
Okay.
Okay. That book, both of the open books look to be ancient compared to the other one that's closed. Looks relatively new compared to an ancient book, at least. I mean, it certainly doesn't look like it was written yesterday, but within the last 40, 50 years, versus the other ones look like from the age of the pages and the quality, hundreds of years old. Okay, that book, according to the pages, is labeled or titled Astronomical Records, being a guide of the mysterious phenomena of the night sky. The author is listed as somebody by the name of Sternshaw.
Could I do a lore check to see who that is?
What's your lore?
I have lore magic,
Okay.
and then I have lore Reik also.
Okay.
Language magic 70. Well, lore magic 70.
Okay. You don't recognize him from any text that you're aware of,
Okay.
as either historical or magical.
So I have none of my gear, correct? Except for the torch?
You have the torch.
Okay. That's it?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, you have your clothing,
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. They took weapons away, and they took all the miscellaneous gear.
Okay. So that's the one book?
That's the first book.
I guess I'll look at the second book.
Okay. Second one is this. Open to a single text.
Okay.
Okay. This one is also written by the author Sternshaw, and is titled True Omens and Prophecies of the Seer Unserfraud.
Yes, from the other book, do I know what Hexensnag is? I believe that's what it was called, yeah.
Hexensnog?
Hexenstag.
From the other book.
Being forewarned by the earlier events of Hexenstag.
Um,
Able to trace the course.
Good question.
I know it's.
I believe it's a holiday.
Yeah, it's a. So, I watched a video where it basically went over the. It was a campaign based on two holidays, and it's basically opposite sides of the year of where chaos spirits and stuff are extra powerful.
Okay, so sort of like a All Hallows Eve.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think that's what it is, but I'm not sure.
okay. Well, I mean, your character would certainly be familiar with that concept.
Okay.
And Hex and Saga, I believe, would be it's like a witch's holiday, when the unnatural and supernatural are more powerful.
Okay. And then I guess I'll look at the other book then.
Okay. The other book, like I said, is newer, in the 40 to 50 year range, covered in a fine leather that's still in good condition. When you open it up, the title page is filled with a spidery script. It's written in it appears to be magic specifically. Okay, which you of course can read. That shouldn't be a problem for you. Title page translates as "The Journal of the Year 2405 by the hand of Wizard Dagmar von Wittgenstein." Okay. Most of it talks about miscellaneous things, not really of note, but the final entry is as shown.
It's like you always jump to the end.
Yeah, you always read the end whenever you're reading the journal. The rest of it's irrelevant.
The last word's Kemperbad, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta remember where different towns are in the world.
Okay. Well, I can show you. I can go back to the Empire map. Since I mean, there's not all that much as far as the location, but if you look at the Empire map, you can get your references.
I guess I'm gonna place in these journal entries.
That's up to you.
Okay. There's Kemperbad. For some reason in my head I was thinking it was up by the table time again.
Nope. Kemperbad is the city on the cliffs
Yeah.
where you guys keep buying provisions.
Okay. For some reason I thought that was a different town. Okay. I guess you pull that journal entry back up then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That last one.
Yeah. And do I know what the symbols at the bottom of the page mean?
Not specifically. You think they have some arcane significance, but there's not enough context other than what you want to conclude from them.
I don't know them personally, so.
Okay.
Okay. When was this dated?
This was dated in the journal was listed as the year 2405. The last entry is a couple of years after that.
And what year is it currently?
It is currently 2453.
Okay, so like 49 years?
49, 50 years, yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else around the table itself?
No.
No.
No, the table is otherwise empty. All these books and everything had a fine layer of dust on them as well. Like I said, they haven't been disturbed in ages. The journal is relatively new. Looks like it's still in good condition. Otherwise, all of the side alcoves and tunnels are filled with dozens upon hundreds of books.
Yeah. I want to, I guess, look throughout the different chambers and looking for blank parchment and ink, so I can copy down those.
Okay.
What it says on the
On the books. You don't find like loose papers or ink or anything.
Okay.
There's plenty of books that have paper that you could probably tear out, and it has enough room that you could write notes or whatever to copy down the passageways. But there's no sign of any ink.
Okay.
The journal itself is relatively small. Like I said, maybe the size of a large notebook. That'd be easy to transport. The other two are massive tomes, like fairly standard, traditional type ancient books. Each one to read would probably take either a sturdy table or both your hands. They weigh probably 15, 20 pounds apiece.
Yeah. Is there like a bag or anything
No.
in the
No.
room? Okay. Well, I guess I'll take the journal.
Okay. I mean, you could probably carry the rest of it since you have space. I mean, you're not carrying anything other than a torch.
Yeah. I guess I want to. Never mind. I want to look at what the other books in the corridors seem to be about, like what the library is about, or whether
Okay.
there's a theme.
You scan through quickly. They are on a variety of subjects. They appear to be written either in classical or magical.
I have those.
I know. And a wide variety of historical subjects, things like that. There doesn't seem to be a particular theme as such versus just a large personal library.
Okay. So, can you describe the center star again?
Yeah, I can switch back over to that one.
Is there anything detailed in the center of the star?
No.
Where that circle is?
No.
Okay. And I got down by a ladder?
No, you got dropped down. There was no ladder.
Oh, there was no ladder? Okay.
No.
I guess I want to check my second sight for any magic, change of winds of magic or anything.
Completely still here.
Okay. whole bunch of books, and that's it.
Correct.
Okay.
I mean, there's little tables around at each of the alcoves next to shelves of books where you would typically lay the book out and read through or study it. But there doesn't seem to be much more than that.
I guess I will check the bookshelves for secret entrances.
Okay, studying them along those lines. What's your perception?
Oh, my perception is completely trash. 49. I only have to put like 10 points into it to actually get a decent. Or 20 points actually.
Okay. You spend maybe 30 minutes searching the place. There's no sign of any openings or anything else. The entire place seems to be a crafted or carved out of a single block of the black stone.
How far was the drop?
10 feet.
Okay.
8 to 10 feet. Not very far.
So I guess I want to study the were like the classical and magic books separated by each section, like each of these alphabets?
No, they were all intermixed. There doesn't seem to be a rhyme or reason to the books, as far as if you're looking for anything in particular.
So the star was in the center of the room.
Yes.
It was like each of the arms of the star, I guess, were slightly above each other, correct?
Of the pentagram you're talking about?
Yeah. Did you describe that, or is that just me thinking?
Well, a pentagram is going to be a 6-pointed star.
I'm just talking about it on the map here.
Oh, and this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are not slightly above it. It's the pattern is laid in with tiny tiles on the floor.
Okay.
And different colored tiles.
What are the different colors of the tiles?
The ones you see on the map.
Oh.
Light blue, a yellowish gold, white, etc.
Is there any candles anywhere?
There are a handful of nubs of candles around the room.
Okay.
Like they were left going and burned out. You might be able to get a little bit of light out of them, but they're not going to last long.
Okay. Looking at the roof, is there anything special about the roof?
No, other than the fact that it's a seamless black surface.
Okay. I guess I'll start. I guess I'll look at. I'll start studying some of the magic books. How long do I think I have on the torch?
Maybe another 30 minutes. Do you have a source of light on your own?
No, they took all that.
Aren't you a fire wizard?
Yes, and they took all that.
What do you mean they took all that?
You said they took all the miscellaneous stuff. So
Yeah. Don't you just cast spells?
I do cast spells.
Okay. I mean, you could always like heal your wounds and get some fire that way.
I could. I also do have a light spell.
Okay. It's in your book?
I have it memorized.
Okay.
I have all my spells memorized.
That's what I figured. That's why I was wondering. They can't take your spells.
Yeah, I guess I'll look at some of the magic books.
You start looking through them?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. action already. That's an 88, so it's either a good sign or a bad sign.
Okay.
So I got a 137.
137. Okay. You start scanning the books, looking through them carefully for anything of interest. After about an hour, you find one book that has some interest to you. It's labeled as Esme Puddlefoot's Common Herbal, written in Reichspiel.
Okay.
Seems to be a in-depth book for reference on herbs, plants, poisons, and herbal preparations.
Okay.
Okay. You've only searched a fraction of the library. I mean, you could easily spend several days here. Not that you would have food or water to do so, but depending on the amount of time that you wanted to search.
I guess I will put that onto the table, I guess.
Okay.
And I guess continue to look around, I guess.
Okay. Go ahead and roll again.
Okay. So I got a 76.
Okay. So how long are you planning to search? I mean, your torch is burned out at this point, so I'm assuming you have a light spell.
I do. It lasts for willpower minutes, and then I'll have to cast it again. But
Okay. I mean, I assume it's a trivial spell, so it's something that you can basically keep going.
yeah.
So.
I guess till I feel tired, I guess.
Okay.
Or till they open the door.
Okay. I mean, it was pretty late when you first went in there, so I mean, you could probably go for a few hours. At which point, then you'd have to sort out what you're going to do at some point later, or if you're going to continue on throughout the night. So, okay, give me 2 more rolls.
Okay. I passed this one.
Okay.
I got a 123.
Okay. You find a book that includes what appears to be the spell Healing Light.
Okay.
From the School of Light in it. You don't quite understand a lot of the details of it, given that you're more fire rather than light.
Okay.
But it appears to be a spell book with the details of a incantation.
With study, would I be able to figure out how to cast such spell? Or
I don't know. We'd have to look it up. Okay. I don't know the exact mechanics of that.
I know you can enter a lore, and they provide the spells and stuff. I didn't know if you can find the spell.
I'm pretty certain you can cast the spell from the book.
Okay.
But you don't have the training to memorize it.
Okay.
Otherwise.
Okay.
Okay.
I guess I'll put it on the table with the herbalism book.
Okay, collect it too?
Yeah.
Okay. Give another roll.
Okay. I'll pass this one too, I guess. So I got a 142.
142, okay. Hidden behind or underneath one of the shelves on the books, you dislodge a old vial made out of glass, filled with what looks like a green, thick liquid, almost like syrup, that is stoppered and closed.
Okay. guess I will look in that herbalism book to see if I find anything that matches the description. Because I have such a
You spend some time looking through the herbalism book. There's
Okay.
no comments about plants that grow in bottles or anything like that.
Well, I didn't know if they talked about this certain plant makes
No.
this type of medicine or something like that.
Nope.
Okay. Is there a way for me to identify such a thing, or?
Yeah, you can drink it. See what it does.
Oh, okay. Is it magic?
It does radiate some magic.
Okay.
Seems to be containing something magical.
What's the liquid color?
Green.
Green. Okay. Where is this lodged?
It was hidden underneath one of the shelves on the bookshelf. Like underneath the shelf on the books.
Okay, so like, I guess tape there, even though it probably wasn't tape.
It was like lodged into a slot or whatever in it.
Okay.
Like it was designed to hold that.
How old does the bottle look?
The bottle is glass. It's not labeled or any other markings on
I'm
it.
sure it's corked.
It is corked. It
How
looks to
old
be
does the cork
the cork looks pretty dry.
Okay.
It looks pretty old. Again, all indications are nobody's been in this room for 50 years.
It's a green liquid.
Mm-hmm. Green, thick liquid, sort of like syrup or honey.
Can I uncork it and then sniff it, I guess?
Sure. You pull out the cork. The seal around it cracks a little bit as you pop open the cork. Inside, it smells like almonds.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. So. You said it's slightly magical, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Could I, using my feet, determine what purpose it was to serve? It's a blind intuition roll for a magic.
What's your intuition?
49.
You think it might have something to do with acceleration?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't know what that helps.
Like acceleration, what?
Like going faster.
Okay. Sure, I'll drink it.
You're just going to drink it up?
Yep.
Okay.
Drink it. I already uncorked it, so.
Okay. Okay. You drink it. It tastes like honey. Smells like almonds. You feel refreshed and wide awake. Almost like you drank several thick cups of coffee. Do you have any wounds currently?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I wasn't in the last fight, so.
Yeah. So, well, you got beat up and subdued. So, all your bruises heal away, and you feel healed and rejuvenated.
Okay.
Okay. It's very tasty. Before you realize that the whole bottle is empty, and you're sitting there wishing you had a little bit more.
I guess I will search the room for some more.
Okay. Yeah, at this point you're wide awake and ready to go, so you got plenty of time.
That's what I figured. It's like if it was some type of speed potion. Well, I guess I'll drink it.
Between casting your light and burning up what's little left of the candles and so forth, you spend several more hours finding a few more things. You find a torn grimoire page with the spell Etheric Armor.
Okay.
And you find 2 more books of note. The first one is labeled The Demons Among Us, written in Reichspiel.
Okay.
Seems to be a authoritative documentary on demons, abilities, powers, etc., corruption, and that sort of stuff. Okay. And then another one labeled A Journey Through Britonia in Reichspiel. Claims to be a history and cultural book related to Britonia.
If only I had a sack to put all these books in.
Yes. Most of them are relatively small. The first grimoire is a heavy book with the one with the healing light spell. The other spell is literally just a torn page. It's torn out of another book. The potion obviously is not really relevant at this point. The Esme Puddlefoot's book on herbs is like a small, I want to say like a spiral notebook. I mean, it's more like a field guide type thing, something that you would carry when you're out in the wilderness, or something in your pocket. The Demons Among Us is a very fancy, ornate one, covered in a black leather. It looks like a high-quality book that you'd see at a library or something like that. Okay. Fairly sizable, not quite as ornate and big as the original books on the table, but certainly sizable. And then A Journey Through Britonia looks like it's bound in cheap paper. It's fairly beat up and torn. About the size of a large paperback book type thing. So at this point, some unknown amount of time has gone by between the spells and the lack of the torch. You really sort of lost track of the time. What would you like to do? You think you've pretty much thoroughly searched the place? And there's plenty of other miscellaneous books, but nothing that really jumps out and says, hey, I'm of interest.
Yeah. I want to look at the plant book and see if I can find the herb the one druid was talking about that he was collecting in those wastes.
Okay.
And what its purpose is.
What is your herbalist skill or nature skill for equivalent?
Oh, outdoor survival? 60.
60.
It's intelligence based, so.
Okay. Whoop. Okay. Did I tell you what that herb was that he was looking for?
I can't remember.
Okay. You find references and a little hand-drawn sketch of an herb that looks like the plant that he had. It's commonly used for medicinal purposes. It has a tendency to pull things like poisons and diseases out of wounds if prepared properly.
Not like summoning a demon or something.
No. At least according to this book, it has a very, very specific beneficial purpose. Does warn if it's prepared improperly that it can be fairly poisonous.
I guess I want to check the. I want to move. Well, before I start messing with stuff, I want to move all the books from the table.
Okay.
To one of the corridors.
Okay.
And put some miscellaneous junk books on that table.
Okay.
And then I want to start investigating the center star, looking for some mechanism, I guess.
Okay.
Like I would just. My thinking is, they wouldn't just have a person down here and then just be stuck down here. I think this is some type of spiral staircase or something like that. So
Okay.
I'm going to be looking for such mechanism.
Okay. You spend a good hour, maybe two, studying the floor. To the best of your knowledge, it's exactly what it appears to be, just floor.
Okay.
All of the tile work and flagstones are well made and well installed. The craftsmanship on this obviously costs quite a bit of money. But even after this amount of time, there's no sign of wear or damage on it. There's no loose tiles or anything like that.
Okay. So, are there rugs around the room?
No.
No. Okay.
Those are tables.
Oh, those are tables.
Yeah, those are the reading tables.
Okay, they look like rugs.
Admittedly, they might be rugs, but I described them initially as reading tables, so
Okay.
that's what they are.
Make a bag. With a rug. Books are expensive.
Books are very expensive.
Is there like any keyholes anywhere?
None that you found.
Okay.
Like I said, the walls and the roof appear to be crafted out of a single solid piece of stone. The tiling and the flagstones are of a different material, but they're installed in mortar and so forth on presumably the same stuff.
Alright. Well, I guess I will do this tactic that usually goes completely wrong and doesn't work, but I shall try it. So I would like to try to produce a small animal. And the description is you reach into a bag, pocket, or hat, or under a rock bush or burrow, producing a small animal. So, my idea is I'm going to summon a rat. And my goal with the rat is to release it and see if it escapes somehow from some secret hidey hole or something.
Okay. Go ahead and cast the spell. You pull a rat out of your hat?
Sure.
Out of your pocket?
So I got, I will spend a fortune point, so I don't
Okay.
super overcast it. That is better. So I pass with a 110.
Okay. You cast the spell. Despite your apparent success, you're unable to summon or conjure any sort of animal. You get the impression there's something blocking the magic.
Man. Fiendish tower.
Mm-hmm.
There goes that other plan. See, telling you, it never works. One day I'm going to get that rat to find me a secret entrance.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to. I guess I want to look for arcane markings or some sort of the room.
Okay.
See what's warding the magic.
Yeah, you poke around for a while. Doesn't seem to be any source. No markings or writings or runes of any sort.
I want to go to each shelf, properly put the books like off to the side, and then I want to try to move each bookcase, seeing if there's something behind it or some equivalent.
Okay. That takes a hour or two going around the place. You're able to move all the shelves. I mean, they're just a wooden shelf installation. Once you've moved the books and everything, they're easy enough to move. There's nothing of note behind any of them.
Okay.
Man.
So my light spell was able to work?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know how much time has passed?
Not at this point, no.
Okay. And the keys upstairs and stuff were magical, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are the plates on the star moved? Like, is it
The plates on the star.
for the star? You know how the plates?
The tiles.
Yeah, the tiles.
None that you've determined.
Okay.
I mean, you searched them earlier. They all seem to be firmly affixed to the ground.
I guess I will. It's the demon book.
Mm-hmm.
That was about powers of demons and stuff.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I guess I want to look in said demon book.
Okay.
I want to figure out what the stone is. What this black stone is. See if it talks about any.
This black stone.
Yeah, the black stone that's made the tower. I'm curious if it talks about it at all.
Okay. What is your arcane knowledge?
My magic lore.
Sure. Okay. You study the book. You find references to various stones and minerals that are either pro or con to dark powers, but nothing that directly relates to this.
Gain 1 mental corruption.
Yes.
Meditation.
You do get the sense that the book itself is very in-depth and detailed,
Yeah.
but doesn't seem to have any reference to this.
Oh. I guess can you pull up one of the journal entries? I guess the 2 open book journal entries.
Okay. That was the first one. That's the second one.
I know anything about spittle?
Spittle is spit.
Okay. I didn't know if it was a name.
No.
Just gave the name, probably have that.
Probably. Now, spittle would be like their drool.
Okay. I guess I want to look at the journal and see if he casually mentions about this lower chamber, I guess.
No, not in the journal.
Okay.
And the only one that makes any reference to this is this one.
Is that saying nay? Like the powerful wizard, the Empire dash?
Yeah.
Forward?
Yeah.
Nay? Okay.
He was claiming to become the most powerful wizard in the Empire, nay, the world has ever known. In other words, he was rather full of himself.
What happens when you touch warpstone?
Or when you're a wizard.
Oh, yeah. And this was dated 50 years ago?
Yes.
A lead lined. What's that? A word?
Lead-lined receptacle.
I assume that's a container or something?
Yeah.
Okay. Are the symbols at the bottom something you would say out loud?
No.
No? Okay. I didn't know if they were like. Okay. Can I try to determine what they mean?
They're arcane symbols that represent just like concepts and so forth. Nothing of significance. I mean, the most notable one is the central one, which would be like the meteorite.
Okay. So I guess I want to. That center circle there.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if that's something I can pry open.
It's not.
No.
No.
I want to be bathed in warpstone.
You didn't want to be bathed in warpstone? Why not? What's wrong with that?
I guess I want to look in the room and see if anything is made out of lead.
No.
No.
There's actually nothing made out of metal in this room.
Okay.
Nothing's made out of metal. Even the bookshelves have wooden pegs instead of iron nails.
And metal usually hampers magic, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have anything metal on me? Or like just on my clothes or something?
Maybe a belt or something like that. Well, that'd probably be a rope. Likely not.
I'm gold.
What?
I'm gold standard.
No. You might have a belt, yes.
I'm not walking around with a rope.
Well, that's still pretty common.
Maybe my.
Gotta tie your pants on. Got anything else?
I guess, do I know who Dagwan von Wittgenstein is? Or did I ask this already?
You've never met him.
Okay.
He's from what the group had discovered previously, he was a nobleman from 50 plus years ago who disappeared under strange circumstances. And he has his family holdings south of where you guys are.
Yeah, I know the Wittgenstein Castle.
Right. Wittgendorf. That's the one where when you guys rode by, there was that body in the water. And the spooky castle and so forth.
What are they just stone bricks that are marking the interior, exterior of the wings?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if that was any significance.
No.
So the walls itself are not magical? Correct?
Correct.
So light worked.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I want. Looking at the light healing spell.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to find it. Healing light. That's a huge casting number.
Is it?
It's a 9.
Wow.
And then when you have to cast it from book or page, it doubles that, so it's an 18.
Yeah, that's a high one then.
But it cleanses corruption.
Oh.
1 corruption point. It cleanses 1 corruption point.
Well, Thad'll like that.
If they pass a very hard endurance.
Yeah, Thad'll like that.
Yeah. It heals intelligence bonus plus willpower bonus wounds. So it would be a huge amount.
Yeah.
It would be like
if you can actually
Warhammer, like
if you could actually
12
cast it.
Wounds, yeah.
That'd be a lot of channeling.
It would be a lot of channeling. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did they take my leather armor?
No.
No. And you said the books that are large are particularly large?
The 2 original books that were open on the table are very large books, yes.
Enough that that would be able to fit in my leather chest piece? Like if I put them in there, are they going to be...
If you remove the armor, you could probably maybe squeeze them in there.
Okay.
What's I'm not sure exactly what you're planning to do with that.
Use it as a makeshift bag. I don't need armor.
Okay.
I probably won't do that yet.
Okay, so Hexendog is known as the Witching Night.
Okay.
It is the night before the New Year, so New Year's Eve, which in Warhammer it's the night sacred to Mor, which is the god of the dead, because the worlds of the living and the dead are particularly blurred. Okay, it's viewed as energizing to the undead, etc.
Is that day coming soon?
No,
No. Okay. I didn't know if it was like tomorrow.
no, it's fall currently.
Okay.
A couple more months, yes, but
All the war light spells are really hard to cast.
mm-hmm.
The lowest one's 5.
Well,
Goes up to 12. I guess. So I want to put those books I deemed important,
mm-hmm.
off to one corner, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, do I feel energized still?
It's wearing off at this point.
Okay.
It's worn off a while. I mean, you were well rested, but that was about it.
Yeah. I guess I'll put those off to one side, and then what books I deemed, I guess, valuable in terms of quality, I guess.
There's not many of those.
Okay.
I mean, the ones you found had some significance. None of these appear. I mean, you'd probably be able to get some value for the books because they are books,
Yeah.
and books by nature are valuable. But none of them really jump out as, ooh, this is a great treasure. The ones I listed for you had either a particularly unusual topic or had some specific significance. Other than that, I mean, you could take any dozen books and they're no better than the next dozen books.
Okay. I guess I'll take like 2 or 3, like like the better quality of the other generic books.
Okay.
With them too.
Okay.
And then I guess find a spot, I guess, to sleep, I guess.
Okay.
It's not like I can summon an animal to kill it, because that was my backup plan. It wasn't actually doing that.
So an animal and kill it.
That's the whole reason why I chose that spell originally. Yeah. I think.
Okay.
Some spells don't work and some spells do.
So just get some sleep,
Probably.
rest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will stop here and then pick up with the group. Unless there's something else you can think of.
I guess what I would probably do is, so the light spell's working.
Correct.
I'm gonna determine any difference in magic between the light spell and produce animal, I guess. Any reason why one would be blocked compared to the other?
Not that you can tell from the room.
Okay. I guess could I cast? Can I attempt to cast a bolt of fire at one of the blank walls that has no items near it?
Just to shoot fire at it?
Yeah, see if that works.
Sure.
Okay. So, bolts stand for. So. Well, that's a 4, so I guess I'll go ahead and spend the fortune. It's a good thing I have 5 fortunes.
That's right.
So.
You summon a demon.
So I got a 102, so I didn't succeeded casting the spell, but I didn't also fumble it, so.
Okay. Yeah, that spell seems to be similarly not working.
Oh. Okay.
Now, you don't get the sense that the fire spell is non-functional.
Okay.
More so just your general exhaustion in the thin air, and your inability to cast the spell properly.
Okay. I don't have anything. It's not like I can prove the air quality. I already tried to do such things, so.
Okay.
And there is no air spells.
Nope. Not in this game. There's that vacuum spell. You can get rid of the air.
Trying to remember what spell that
There was one that did, like, remove the air.
Oh, that was Carter's spell from Pathfinder.
Yeah. You could try that. But that'd be counterproductive.
Yeah.
So. Okay. So eventually you run out of ideas. You sit down and try to get some rest. And like I said, we will stop there and then pick up with the rest of the group. So, okay.